Well, obviously, our last two games were very challenging, playing at Kentucky and at Tennessee. But I know an outsider looking in may not be able to see it, but the growth of our team through those two games has been amazing. The maturity, the willingness to have your backs against the wall and come out and fight and push through that adversity, I think is only going to make us better. So really pleased with how our kids responded to those two big challenges. Obviously, we've turned the page, and the only thing we're thinking about is Morehead. We are doing a lot of different things offensively, so we're spending a lot of time installing those things and going over them. And the attention to detail has been very good. We've asked a lot of time and patience with our players, and they've given us that, and they have come back and worked really hard. I think we got back from Tennessee about 2 a.m., and that afternoon they were in the gym ready to go to prepare for Morehead. So just says a lot about our team. I think our non-conference schedule was brutal for various reasons that we all know about, but I do think that we grew up along the way, so I think in the end it's all going to be worth it.
You've been very adamant about your team, just like you said, growing through non-conference play, and then once conference get here, that's when the season really begins. How much are you hitting home with your girls that, okay, this is our season right now?
Well, very seldom in basketball that I've been a part of do you ever get a start over. A lot of times, you know, in all the years I've been coaching, those games along the way mattered, whether it was in district seeding or all-A seeding or whatever, every game mattered. But this is an opportunity to start afresh. And we've been talking all along about how we're chopping wood and carrying water, working hard every day, watering the bamboo to get it ready for the true battle. And the true battle starts Thursday. So you may not understand any of that lingo, but our players would, and it's something that we've really been focused in on. But to have our team where we are right now going into conference play, I'm very confident that we're going to be able to prove people wrong. We're going to be the underdog in every game we play because we were picked last in the conference. But I think for this team, that's a good place to be because they showed me the last couple of weeks when they get pushed, they push back. And I think that that's one thing that we're going to make sure that our players understand, that no one expects them to win. So we're going to go out of every single game and try to prove people wrong.
Your front court, particularly Evelyn, but even I thought Brianna Crane played fairly well against Tennessee, seems to be coming together. Is it where you want it to be right now, or is there more to gain between Evelyn and Brianna and whoever else helps there?
Well, I definitely think it's coming around. You know, the Gibson was a big loss for us, and we had to revamp some things. And Crane is really stepping up and being the player that I need her to be. She is giving extra effort. She's making the little plays that we need her to do. She's playing defense. She's getting us some points here and there, getting us some rebounds. Her and Evelyn work well together. So I've been really pleased with her progress. That's obviously a spot that we're going to need some other people to step up and be able to help us in. But Evelyn has just shown what we've known Evelyn could do all along. You know, I said when the season started that no one would know who Evelyn is. Well, they know who she is now. I mean, she has proven herself, but it just goes to show you that work pays off. She's put a lot of extra time in. She's gotten better since she's gotten to Murray State, and that was, you know, the plan is to try to help her along. She's only really 11 games into her Division I career, even though she was at Gardner-Webb. She didn't play a lot there. So her growth and her ability to lead us and be a big presence for us on the inside has been something I feel like has helped our younger guards improve because they know they have a place to go to when we need a basket.
You have so many young players on your team that are experiencing this for the first time. Are we at a point now where you can say that, you know, these aren't newcomers, these aren't freshmen because they've already played so many games against Tennessee, Kentucky, like you said, that we're at the point where they've kind of started figuring things out maybe?
Well, we hope so, but we haven't played in OVC yet. You know, things are different. They're going to be going into venues that they've never been in before. And regardless of what paper says, when it's a conference game, anyone can beat anyone. I tell them all the time, we can beat anyone, anyone can beat us. I truly feel that way. There are some teams that are at the top that will probably have an easier road throughout the OVC schedule than some of us, or that are going to have to battle every single night. But for the most part, the parity is going to be there. So it's just about our kids continuing to grow, continuing to make plays when we need them to. But, I mean, there will be no excuses made. I mean, they're only freshmen on paper. I agree with you. They've had lots of minutes under their belt, and it's time for them to step up and play.
You have been talking about Morehead's ascension for a while now. You talked a lot about it last year. You thought that they would be up and coming. This year, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of the conference's leading scorers on the team. How do you prepare for a team like Morehead that is on the rise after you've come off of Tennessee and Kentucky?
Well, they have two 20-point scorers, and in our conference, when you have two 20-point scorers, you're definitely one of the best teams in the conference because, but you know those kids are going to go out and get you those points each night. But they have a great collection of players. I think Crockett is one of the best players in the conference. She's a senior. She's battle-tested. She makes big plays when she had to. Made a huge play against us at the buzzer last year here. And, you know, she's going to be one of their go-to players. But, you know, they have transfers from all different places that are playing a big role in what they do. They even have a graduate transfer. So she's a senior playing an extra year. They have a lot of experience. The June kid that is a junior, I believe she was junior college or a transfer one. She doesn't even start. She comes off the bench, and she's one of their main players. So they have a lot of pieces, and they have a lot of new pieces from what they had last year. But, again, they're going to be athletic. They're going to be big. They're going to be quick. They're going to do some of the things that early in the season really affected us. But after going against Kentucky and after going against Tennessee, I told the kids, you don't have any excuse to back down to anyone now that you face that type of pressure.
Last time we talked, you said you wanted to start seeing more production out of the 4 spot. It seems since then that you've started to get a little bit more and more as the non-conference kind of closed down. Where are you in terms of finding that scoring, and is there, just talk about the improvements that your 4 position has made since we last?
Well, one thing we've done is we moved Evelyn to the 4. So we're getting great production from there. But I understand what you're saying, but we playing other kids. I mean, if you want to number them, I mean, I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but basically other kids are playing the other post position. But I do feel like that Crane's come on and has given us good minutes. Mac is very capable of coming in and giving us good minutes. You know, we've even looked at going smaller and playing like Burpo at the 4. Or maybe Sadie or some other players that haven't gotten as much playing time just yet because of injury or a little bit slower start. So we really are going to be revamped offensively. Now, you may look at the next game and say, I can't tell any different, and if you do, then I've done a really, really bad job. But I think you're going to see the players that need to score get the basketball more, and you're going to see our players be in better positions to score. With the way that we're going to run things and in the way that we're going to run our offenses through certain people.
Does Morehead do anything interesting tactically?
Well, they're just going to get after you defensively. They'll full court press. They'll trap you in the half court. They play a lot of man defense. They get the ball out and they get down the floor very quickly on makes. So they don't do a whole lot of things that we necessarily haven't seen, but they're really good at what they do. Coach Todd does a great job. He's an outstanding coach. He always puts them in a great position. They're definitely one of the best teams in the conference, and it's a huge challenge for us to start our conference season with them. We're fortunate it's at home, so we hope to use that to our advantage.
You feel like the three-pointer is coming along? I know that you guys started out really hot against Kentucky. Of course, their size and depth changed some things late. Same with Tennessee. You put up 77 points. The 3 sort of fell for you. You think it's coming at some point?
I hope it's coming. We're spending a lot of time on it, and I tell you, we got some really good looks at Tennessee. I thought we handled, for the most part, their pressure well. We spread the floor. We really moved the ball well, and we got open looks, and a lot of them didn't go in. For us to be successful in the conference season, we've got to make those shots. We've got to find kids that are going to be able to make open threes. I think we have players on this team that can do that. I think the main problem is the 6 inches between their ears. It's a confidence issue. So hopefully we can go out just like at Kentucky. The first shot went in, they all went in. At Tennessee, we got off to a good start. The confidence was high. I think it's important that we get off to a good start offensively. Once these kids see a couple shots go in, I think the numbers will go up.